Hey YouTubers, it's Tony with Mayberry Mini Trucks. Today is a special day. We had imported this Isuzu Elf from Japan a few months ago, and I did a preliminary video of the vehicle saying that I was going to turn it into a dump and stretch the frame and do all these terrific things to it, and we have now accomplished that, and I'd like to do a video and show you the vehicle. And so let's go ahead and let's start with the typical walk around. Um, we have not cleaned this truck. It is exactly as it was when it came off the ship. And I will start by saying the vehicle is absolutely immaculate. So starting at the top, you have a dent-free pillar on the driver's side, a dent-free door, no rust anywhere on the vehicle at all. Here is the roof on the passenger side. It's a four-door, obviously, crew cab. And no dents on this door. I did spill a little fuel as I was filling up the tank. No dents on the rear of the cab. And here is the frame extension. I commissioned a gentleman who builds dump trucks for dealerships. Chevrolet, Ford, they bring their trucks to him, and he does incredible work. And I'm very fortunate to have, this kind of a job done. And it's very heavy duty. The guy did a fantastic job. The craftsmanship is incredible. Heavy gauge all the way around. I haven't put a single piece of gravel or mulch in the bed. I'm very tempted to put it to work, but I don't know. It just depends. Um, let me also show you some things. That's your safety. So you put that up if you're working underneath. That way nobody can lower it on you. There's lots of grease fittings in all the appropriate places so that you can, keep it lubricated. But it's an 8-ton hoist. Not that the truck will hold 8 tons in the bed. I'm sure it would not. That's 16,000 pounds. But, that's the mechanism. It's 8 tons. And we stretch the frame 2 feet. Here is the passenger side. It's absolutely perfect. The whole side. It's 4-wheel drive. And I didn't point it out, but it is a dual rear wheel truck. And coming around to the front, the windshield is perfect. This is an Isuzu Elf, which has a legendary track record. It is a 3.1 liter, naturally aspirated, mechanically fuel injected Isuzu diesel engine. The stock number is IS9793. That means it's a 1993. It's a 4-wheel drive, 5-speed diesel dump with 14,158 miles. It's $42,000 and it has air conditioning. So let's take a look at the inside. And the only thing wrong is it does have one cigarette burn right there. So here is the door panel, or the door, coming down to the door panel. Nice cast aluminum step. The seat does tilt. The steering wheel tilts also. This is the dump mechanism here to go ahead and operate it. The truck does not have to be running to operate the dump, but you do want to be careful not to run down your battery. So let's open up the rear door. This is also just 100% factory showroom perfect. And the nice thing about this truck is these days to get a diesel truck, it's going to be loaded down with DEF fluid, um, exhaust filtration systems, exhaust reburn systems, just all sorts of stuff that a diesel engine does not like. This is your high idle. That is your rear fan switch to um, increase and decrease the heat in the rear of the cab. Uh, Here is the dash cluster showing the mileage. And here is the dash cluster showing your air conditioning and heater controls. This is a kill switch for the whole electrical system. So that way, if you're going to store it, you turn it off, and that way there cannot be a battery drain. That is the PA system, which is no longer functional. It used to have lights on the top. We removed all that. And let's look at the engine. So you pull that forward, and I've already unlatched it. This is the Isuzu diesel engine, and you can see even the insulation is like new. 3.05 or 3059 cc. That's the cc's. You always round up, so it's 3.1 liter. And there is your air conditioning compressor. The AC does work, but you can see that the truck is just absolutely untouched. I'm very proud of this truck. I wish I could keep it, but you know, I'm like the shoemaker who has holes in his shoes. I never get to keep anything I really like. So, okay, let's go ahead and take it for a drive. And I'll let the bed down. Let's, I'm gonna get that on video too. I'm gonna start the truck first. Make sure it's in neutral. And you want to let the glow plugs heat up. That's your, well, it already shut off because the vehicle's already warm. Another thing I asked him to do was to make it a spreader gate. So this is designed to spread gravel if you want to. Of course, you know, you can fill it with uh, firewood or mulch or whatever. But if you wanted to spread gravel, then you undo these pins at the bottom and then it articulates up here. And, you know, letting the gravel pour out at the bottom. If you wanted to dump firewood, then you'd undo these and then it would articulate down here, letting, you know, whatever bulky items you have roll out that way. And so, yeah, and the plastic looks very good here and here. Oh, also, I asked him to put a hitch on, and he really did not disappoint. He used 1/2 inch plate steel right here, that's 1/2 inch. And so you have your rings for your hooks, and then your receiver. I would show you the underneath of the vehicle, but it's all new, so there's really no point in taking a bunch of time under there. It's got a step for the passengers who want to enter the rear, so a little easier egress. All right. Now to put it in 4-wheel drive, you lock the hubs, and then you're in 4-wheel drive. And if you want to go into 4-wheel low, you pull this selector in the downward direction, and that'll put it in 4-wheel low. And if you're, say, getting gravel and going to go up a hill, a steep hill in 4-wheel drive, loaded down, you'll probably want to go ahead and put it in low range. Diesels are notorious for having a lot of torque. We're going to go ahead and take our brake off. And now we'll just take a little spin here, down and up. If I could only have one vehicle, this would be it. As you would expect, it runs just like a sewing machine. I mean, it runs just flawlessly. The radio is AM. If you wanted to add a radio, you'd have to have somebody install an FM, AM radio. The bandwidth in Japan is a different bandwidth, so it doesn't do you much good. You can pick up a couple of US stations at, the lower end, but you're better off just, buying an $80 radio CD with Bluetooth and just having that wired up. It's 12 volts also, which is very important. It's 12 volt system, negative ground, so you won't have any problems there. We're going to go ahead and turn around. I'm not going to demo the 4-wheel drive system, just suffice it to say it works perfectly. There's a backup alarm. This truck has not been serviced, so what we will do to it is we'll change the engine oil with full synthetic 15W40 diesel engine oil, and we'll check all the fluids, the front diff, the rear diff, the transmission, the transfer case, make sure the gear oil is good. I'm sure it is, but we'll be sure to check all that. And we've driven this truck already about 100 miles, and as you might expect, it runs perfectly. So now we're going to go around a steep turn here. Now, this isn't a speedy vehicle. This is a work vehicle. So, its top speed is probably only 65 miles an hour. But, that's normal for a work truck like this. They're not designed to go, 90 miles an hour or anything like that. It's designed for high torque, heavy work, and it will not disappoint you. So if you're interested, oh, it has electric windows, but it also has manual windows on the rear door, so that's kind of neat. Okay, so I was about to say, if you're interested in this video or in this vehicle, please call us at 336-777-9957. You can also look at our website. It is mayberryminitrucks.com, or you can email us at sales@mayberryminitrucks.com. Thanks for watching our video.